Welcome to 3D Leisure at Home. Back to do some fitness Pilates with you today for half an hour. Just going to start in a couple of minutes, so hopefully you're well and you're going to enjoy this. So we're working on our core strength, and we always do a little bit of a stretch and a little bit of mobility work. So a nice way to sort of start the weekend, I think, after you worked hard in your classes all week. So work within your means. If you need to rest whenever you need to, and if you need to modify any exercise, please do so. Give you options and you can work through it to your own level. So just a drink of water, all you need, a mat and yourself. So we're ready to go today. I'm going to do a standing warm-up like we always do, and any comments, if you do want to put them up, I'll get back to you at the end. But hopefully, main thing, you enjoy it, guys. So starting with our feet hip width apart, and we want to just reach up on in-breath through the nose. We always breathe in through the nose and we breathe out through the mouth as we take the arms down. So try and lengthen your spine, lift the head, think about your posture, and breathing out. One more time, breathing in and breathing out. And then we're just going to lift the arms up one at a time. So we want in breath and out. In breath and out. Really lift the ribs, draw the belly button in, crown of the head extending up towards the ceiling, and the hips are forward. So in breath one way, out breath the other. Take the arms right up in line to make a big, nice, long, tall body. And then we're going to take two arms up together, reaching forward, sitting back with the bottom. So weight comes into your heels, so take a breath in and sit back. Lengthen, get this stretch up the back, and breathe out and come back. So your legs will be active, you'll feel the legs working. In breath, really lift, and out breath. And we'll go one more time. In breath, nice long arms, and out breath. So we're just going to open up the hip. So we want to lift the knee up on in breath and draw it out in a circle on out breath. So you want to try and keep your hips level to the front, so you're not turning with the knee. In breath and out, and then we'll go the opposite way. Lift up and draw in. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in and out. Lift up to the side wide and just pull into the center. Change in, out the way. Breathe in, breathe out. In through the nose, out through the mouth. One more. And then we'll come the opposite way. So breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. In and one more. Excellent. So we want to be doing our balance one again. So again, optional to whether you lift the leg to the back. We stand onto the toe. So we want to get this leg active and push the hip forward. And then on in-breath, we want to reach the arms up. And you can either stay here and breathe naturally and lift on your in-breath, or you can drop down. I drop down on my out-breath. So we in-breath in, nose, and out-breath, and lift. So you might just want to stay in a small lift. You might want to take it low, leg high. So this supporting leg is really, really working hard. The ankles maybe wobbling, and we balance. And then we bring it back down nice and slow with the leg and the arms. So we're going to change side, take the leg back. In breath, really lift, and out breath to a point where you feel you are working hard. You can stay grounded with both feet if you wish. And and breathing naturally. We try and extend the fingers and the toes, and you might want to come lower, and then nice and slowly bring the arms and the leg back. So it's really quite difficult sometimes to just kind of balance. So we're going to just walk out into our plank. So I'm going to roll down and walk out into plank position. So you take a deep breath in, drop your chin down, reach down towards the mat, and you can bend the legs if you feel more comfortable to walk it out. We're walking it out, guys, into plank position. So this belly is lifting up. The hands are directly under the shoulders. And we hold, we squeeze the heels back. So we don't have a tippy up bum. The bottom is down, the head is extending forward. And we breathe, and if it's too difficult, we bring the knees to the floor. And we hold, tummy up, keep holding. And then we're just going to lift one hand. So we want to be lifting up and back down. Breathe out and in. So these knees can be grounded. We're trying to keep the hips level to the mat. Knees down, sit back into your child pose. Arms can be rested at the side or can reach forward. It's Happy Friday, so we've got to just do a little extra stretch of the fingertips. And breathe. Allow yourself to sink down. Nice heavy body. And a lovely stretch. So we're now going to come up onto the elbows, and we're going to push up onto the hands. So usually I always say push up on breath out and in breath come down. So you can push up opposite arm, so you're working both arms on the push up. So we just stand back into your plank with the elbows directly underneath the shoulders, and we do our plank first. And again, if this is too difficult, bring your knees down onto that mat. So we're just going to hold first of all with the heels pushing back, and then on out breath we're going to push up with the hands. In breath, coming down. Out breath, pushing up. Now we're trying to steady the hips as much as possible, so we're not kind of wobbling like this to come up and wobbling to come down. So we're trying to control from that core. Out breath, in breath, out and in. So you will have a slight wobble, but you're just trying to focus on drawing in, push in and back. One more. And knees down, sit back and take the arms back, palms up outside the feet and rest. Allow that little heart rate to come back. Although these are nice and controlled, they can be tasking. So always work within your means. Nice big deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And come up. Let's stretch that back. A little bit of mobility work. Cat dog. Hands underneath your shoulders. Take a deep breath in and breathe out, and just draw the belly button up and drop the head under. You can sink the hips forward a little bit if you wish. and in breath. Let the belly button drop down and just arch, lifting the bottom. Head can be front facing. It can tip back if it's pain-free. Breathe out. Really push up through the shoulder blades. In breath. Out breath. And in. And last out. And come back to just center point between up and down on that push up and dropping down. So we're coming back into our plank, standing back into the toes with the bottom down. And I want you to just bring the knee on out breath to outside of the elbow of the same side. So we breathe out and in, and again, breathe out and in. So this can be done from elbows if you have sore wrist, and back. The other side, breathe out and in, keeping a good posture, head forward, bottom down and back, and little stretch back, reach forward, and then straight back up, and repeating that, but this time we're going to go 3 diagonal. So standing back onto the toes, bottom down, tummy up, breathe out and in, breathe out and in, and again. So you can be on your knees. If this is too difficult, you can just hold. You can still bring the knee over. So we're on the opposite side. And last one, sit back. Stretch. So now we're going to do just center, knee coming directly under. So standing back onto toes, breathe out and in. Now you'll notice when you bring your knee under, you've tried not to have this bottom up. So it's not this, you're down in your plank and you're trying to bring the knee under, keeping the plank position in between. So just try one each leg, under and back, under and back. So squeeze, push back, tummy up, squeeze, push back, in and back and in. And it's so much harder when you keep your bottom down in your plank position, because it works your core and your obliques so much harder. Stretch out, and then we're going to combine all of those. So I think what we'll do, we'll come out to the same side on the elbow, then under and back, and then diagonal and back, and we'll repeat that. We'll do it on the same leg. I think we'll probably do it maybe 2 rounds. So standing back, and again, you can be down on your elbows if you wish. Standing back, bottom down. So we're going to breathe out, elbow outside, same side, knee. Breathe out and in, center. Breathe out and diagonal. Breathe out and in and back. Breathe out and in, center. Really push. Change sides. Breathe out and in through the center. Out and in, diagonal. Working it, guys. Out, center, and diagonal. How hard is that? Good. Sit back and stretch. and reach forward, and going to repeat that again, just one each side. I'm getting hot already. One each side, out, centre, diagonal, change, out, centre, diagonal. Hey, a little bit to think of on a Friday. Okay, here we go guys. Stand back and tummy up and rest if you need to rest anytime in between. Head in line with your spine and breathe out and back, centre and back, diagonal, changing legs, out, back, centre, again out, change legs, out and back, out and back, changing legs, and rest. Let's just turn your toes down and set back onto the heels. So we're sitting on the heels, giving a little stretch underneath the arches of your feet, and we're going to just turn the toes down flat on the mat, take the hands behind, hands facing forward, and we're just going to lift the hips to get a nice stretch up from the shoulders and the quads. So we're going to lift, push the hips up, get that big stretch, breathe, feeling this little tingling as the quads lengthen and the hips open. I'm dropping my head back ever so slightly, and then I'm coming back down. So from there I'm going to take the legs extended to the front and the hands are still the same. So when I lift, I want to point my little toes downwards towards the mat, and you push up just to where you are comfortable. So if you feel you can't push up too far, just work within your means. So we are just going to lift, guys. Focus, stomach drawn down. Are we ready? Take a deep breath in and breathe out and lift. Toes down, push, hold, really draw the belly button down. Extend your toes, and if it's too difficult, you can maybe bring the legs back and just push up into your tabletop. So the belly is drawn down. Again, when you look down, you have a flat tummy or flat-ish, and then you can take it back, lifting, hips pushing up, toes pushing down, and rest. Okay, we're just going to bring the knees in, feet hip width apart, cross the hands over each leg, and just allow your head to drop down. So we're just allowing the back to open up, and the back of the neck and down, the spine, and coming back up. So we're going to just take it into our little C curve, and then we want to lean back, feet bent, hands forward, coming back, dropping down, and holding that belly button down so tight, so this chin is up. So this will only be as hard as you make it. So if you're leaning back lower here, it'll be a lot harder than if you're sitting a little bit more upright. So Friday, work to your means, lift those arms, keep the belly button, and then prayer hands. And then on out breath, we want to sink back and lift the hips up so the belly button squeezes. So we breathe out, we breathe in, breathe out, roll the hips up, breathe out and in. And again, when you push back, it's that feeling as if you were trying to get, I remember years ago when I used to wear denims, I used to have to try and roll your hips in to get the zip up. Even as a coat hanger at one point through the zip. And you think back and you think, oh my goodness, lengths we went to. Breathe out and in and out. I even remember the name, they were called Ritzy, the jeans. They came in red, white, blue. Happy days. And hold and squeeze. Okay guys, draw this belly button down. Really, 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 really squeeze it. Oh, and come up. Well done. So we're going to lean back. We've done it before. One leg is out straight. Now the further forward the hands come, so when the fingertips are reaching forward on the mat as you lean back, that's where you'll get the most out of this workout. If your hands are back, it takes a lot of pressure off, but if you're just starting and it's too difficult, then that's what you want to do. So from there, hands are forward, take a deep breath in, breathe out, belly button drags down, we lean back to a position of effort. So we're holding this position, and then I want, when you lift the leg, it's out breath, and then you take the leg back down, but we hover off the floor, and then we draw the leg back into the chest and back out. So we go out breath and in, out and in. Breathe out. Now when you're drawing back, if you notice the upper body is not doing like a little seesaw. Upper body is staying where it is. So we are drawing down so hard. These fingers are just literally resting. And the work is coming all from the core and your hip, because you're lifting up and down the hip flexor. And as I said, if it's too hard, you can take the hands behind, and then we'll have a little rest. Tires out the hip flexor quite quick. We go the same on the other side. So we lean back. Other leg is out straight. Point that toe. Slide back on out breath to a position of effort on this core. Always space of an apple. And it is out breath up and in breath down. Out breath knee back. In breath pushing out. So every move is your out breath. Here we go guys. Breathe out and in. Are we holding upper body nice and still? Working from the core. Woo! Feel it. So tough. Oh, so good. Breathe out. And in. And out. Oh, last one. Woo! This will get colour to our little cheeks. Okay, hands on below the knees. Lift the chest and the head. Push forward with the chest on in breath. Push your shoulders back. And as breathing out, allow yourself to sink back. Stay sort of in this curled back with the head dropping down till you can really be aware of the stretch down the back of the neck, down the back, and then in breath again. Lift, push the shoulders back so you're like opening up your chest, and hold and breathe naturally. Just get the pinch into the shoulder blades. Breathe, holding them a bit longer today. Breathe out. Sink back, roll the hips up, stretch through the arms, and come up. Okay, so we, excuse me, we want to be lying on our stomach and legs extended out to the back, hands directly, elbows underneath your shoulders, toes are long, hip width apart, and then on out breath, I want you to pretend you're drawing the forearms back as if you're trying to kind of pull the mat back. So you breathe out and in and hold. Breathe naturally, just draw these back. Get the sort of effort in on the upper back, squeezing. And from there, we're going to take the arms out, a bit wider, push hips into the mat, legs long. And then we're going to come down. I'm going to rest. It's like this 1 potato, 2 potato. So rest one clenched hand on top of the other. I usually stick my chin into that little gap, and that kind of supports my head nicely in line with my spine. And then I want to bring my feet hip width apart, and then out breath I want to do gluteal bracing, which is lifting the leg and squeezing my glute, my butt cheek, and in breath down. Out breath, I'm really trying to squeeze my bottom. It works into the lumbar spine as well. And lift, squeeze, the hip is pushing down into the mat, the buttock cheek is clenching. So out breath, we clench. In breath, we lower. If you want to try 2 legs, we lift the 2, we clench, we breathe in, we take it down. We breathe out, we breathe in. Breathe out, and in. So I'm now going to take just like one forearm in front, and I'm going to do like this, like Wonder Woman or Superman pose. So you're lifting opposite arm and leg. So again, take a deep breath in, breathe out, squeeze, breathe in, breathe out, change in, breathe in, breathe out, really clench, breathe out. So we're firing up lazy glute muscles. If it feels too uncomfortable, just lift the legs only. You can go back to single legs. You don't have to lift as high, but if you are lifting. And then to finish off, we're going to lift arms and legs. You don't have to do both. You can stay with anything that feels too much, guys. Just take it down. So we breathe out and in, out and in, out and in. Last one. And push back, sit back into the heels, into child pose and stretch. Ah, so nice. And from there, bring it up, push up, toes down into your downward dog, lift, push, heels down, have bent legs if it's more comfortable. Okay, let's come up onto the toes, and I want you to, on out breath, push one foot and opposite hand down into the mat. So push, breathe naturally, feel the lengthening down the back of the leg. Really push. Come back up on in breath onto the toes, guys. Push the chest down. Out breath, opposite foot and hand. Push it down into the mat. Enjoy it. In breath, come up. So we're going to speed that up to your own pace. So breath out, push down opposite hand and foot. In breath, up on toes. Out breath, opposite hand and foot. In breath on toes. Out breath. In and sink both down. Breathing out, pushing back. And bring your knees back down and bring yourself back round onto the bottom. Time is going so quick. So, just going to lift the legs into tabletop. You can have up arms, you can have hands behind. We are lifting and we're trying to extend the legs up. So you're reaching up with the toes. If it's too much, stay bent legs or have hands behind on the mat. Draw the belly button down and let's cross. Hands and toes. We can go all the way down and all the way back up. You don't have to do these. You can stay just static hold. Stretch it and let's lengthen. Oh, hands and toes. Push the small of the back into the mat and breathe. Oh, so nice. Next in breath, bring the arms up, lift the hands up to ceiling. So we lift the body up slow. Lift up the chest. Out breath, fold. Toes extended. In breath, back up to ceiling. Out breath, roll down, belly button dragging in, hips up. In breath, stretch above the head and back up to ceiling. Out breath, fold. In breath, back up. Lengthen. Out breath, roll. Stay stretched. And from there, just going to grab the knees in for a hug. Rock side to side. Nice little stretch for your glutes, but if you're drawing the knees in, and then you can have a little bit of massage onto the sacrum area, and then to grab your knees, pull yourself back up. Let's just drop the feet out. So out breath, push your knees down, lift your chest up and the chin. So we're looking forward, pushing, crossing the legs. Let's give a little twist. Opposite hand on your knee, hand behind. In breath, we lift the chest and the head up. Out breath, we try and look back round. Try and breathe naturally once you're in your stretch. If the neck is hurting, guys, always stress. You don't have to look back. If you have any neck issues and it hurts, you just face side on and push the shoulder back. Come back to the front. Take a deep breath in, lift up. So get that long body first, then out breath, twist. And stretching out the neck to finish. Head over, drop the ear towards your shoulder. Push fingers or palm of the hand into the mat on out breath. In breath we hold. Out breath we try and increase it, so we push down a little bit more. Changing sides, drop the head down. Take a deep breath in, breathe out, push down through that hand. In breath, hold. Out breath, push. And drop the head down. Fingers can assist at the top of the head and allow your elbows just to close in and drop down. If it's too much, take the hands off, just drop your head. And bring it back up. And thank you so much for joining me today. I enjoyed that, and hopefully you'll have a fabulous weekend, guys. Have a drink of water now and just enjoy the rest of your day and make the most of your weekend. So take care. Thanks again. Bye.